Joyce Smith,
Here.
Beverly LaBeouf,
Here.
Tyco, Brian Jarman,
Here.
Angie, Mr. Cole
was
is
on-
here, but I think he's muted. I don't know.
you can hear me, right? I'm okay.
Oh yeah, I can hear you
Okay.
fine. I just don't know if Mr. Jarman is muted or not. I mean, Mr. Cole.
Mr. Cole.
But
Okay,
I see him. Hey.
okay.
It shows he's not.
Matthew Foley,
Here.
Matthew Foley,
Here.
Stuart Roberts, John Gear.
Here.
All right.
All right, thank you. Do we have minutes to approve?
No,
No,
we had
that's
a
right, you told me
little,
that.
yeah, we had a little hiccup with that. Christy is doing the minutes. And she had to be out with a sick family member. And, so no, I'm sorry, I
Okay.
apologize.
Perfectly fine. Okay, then if there are no communications from the vice chair, we will move on to the new business. We'll call case number 1, which is SV 20-12-01. That's 625 Handball Avenue. Is Mr. Wheeler in the house? For the applicant for 625 Handball.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can. Okay, well, if you would just state your name and address and the nature of your hardship for your case, please.
Casey Wheeler, 8190 Mulvihill Road, Morris, Alabama, 35116. We are basically asking for not I guess a variance. The home is we don't want to go outside of the footprint of the home that's there. We just want to go straight up and add about 1,400 square feet. So again, we will not be going outside of the original footprint, just more or less straight up.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wheeler, I don't think that's what your application shows.
Yeah, you're by the survey, you're squaring off the house.
Adding an addition on the rear and enlarging the front porch?
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. We are adding the square on the back. We're taking that square in and adding that carport. Are we not within the bounds in the rear as far as the rear goes? Now, as far as the front porch goes,
you're in the rear, but by your application, you have a request for the two fronts, basically, for handball and the handball terrace.
yes, sir. So the handball
technically
avenue.
the rear of the house is not the issue, just the.
No, actually, that rear
Go ahead.
part, there were three different requests for the side yard on the right side when you're facing the house. Then for the front along Handball Avenue for that reduction. And then on Handball Terrace, a reduction also because that has a 25-foot setback.
Yeah.
Oh, he's two
Yeah,
foot
so
on the
instead
right
of-
side too. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so instead of having to go up and step the house in, say 5 feet on that handball terrace side, we're trying to just go straight up with that. And then the same on the other side.
Okay. Thank you for that. That's all for that. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to this case, again, this is 625 Hamball Avenue. You may unmute yourself and do so at this time.
Oh, Sophie.
Good evening. Thanks.
Okay.
This is Joey Watson at 629 Hamball Avenue. I think I understand everything that's being done. We just wanted to make sure that there was no additional variance between the houses at 625 and 629. It's kind of tight right now, but we just wanted to make sure.
You're on the house facing, you're to the right of him?
On
the street?
If you're on the street, yeah, we're the house directly to the right. There's a little over 14 feet between the houses right now. We just wanted to make sure there was no additional variance requested. I think there's existing variances on both properties going way back to the 50s, but
Right. It doesn't look like he's coming any farther toward the property line
okay.
than the line of the house is right now.
That's what we thought. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Any additional public comments?
Yes. My name is Josh Peck. I live at 612 Hamball Avenue. And I just wanted to say that I support the variance. From my understanding of it, it's not going to be really detrimental to the neighborhood or to, I guess the space around the house. And, given the one property they're already working on across the street from me, I think it's going to be probably a pretty nice looking place.
Okay, thank you very much.
This is Dylan Marsh. I'm at 619 Hamball, and also wanted to voice my support for the variance. Wheeler Construction and Casey Wheeler have done another house in the neighborhood. I think it's a very nice house, and I think that it would be good for the neighborhood and good for the street for them to do another one.
Okay. Excuse me. Thank you. Any additional public comments? Okay, looks like that might be all of the public input. So we will close the public portion and open it up to questions from the board.
Yeah, we still can't hear you, Ty. I don't know. I saw you were trying to connect and it looked like it was connecting, but then it didn't. So I can see you moving your mouth, but we still can't hear you.
Ty, you might try turning off your video just for a second. If it's a bandwidth or internet connection thing, it's worked on occasion for me. I guess while we wait on Mr. Cole, it looks like you're not trying to extend beyond kind of the outer perimeter limits of what's existing there. Although you're filling in the corner, we're not making an existing non-conformance condition any worse outside of kind of connecting the outside lines, if you will. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
What is going to happen to that little makeshift carport thing right there that's on that the terrace side?
So the makeshift carport on the terrace side will be demoed and hauled out of there, and we'll be adding that the 2-car port onto the back side of the house.
So it's okay. So we're tying with the house.
Accessing it. Yes, sir. Accessing by Handball Terrace.
Okay.
And from your comments
Brian.
earlier, you're going up a second story.
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
That wasn't in the packet, so I didn't understand that was happening.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Apparently there's another number I had to input as I went through my phone. Yeah, there's a couple of things, and you guys have touched on them, but going up is what I keep hearing, but I don't know what that means, and it wasn't in the packet. Do you guys have elevations that you can share with us online here so we know what that means?
I do not have any elevations I can share with you online at this moment. I do have the house plan that I could send in to you, but it's basically going to be about the same thing as 621 Handball. It'll be about a 33-foot elevation to the very top, highest point of the roof when we're finished.
So that's kind of getting to my question. Is that meeting the requirements of heights?
Yes.
I don't remember what the maximum height is.
That would meet the height requirement, yes.
Yeah, so I
And
believe that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Are you going up? It's a box, right? So you're making it a box. Are you going up 2 full stories and then pitching the roof, or is there some ins and outs or some relief to the facade?
So we're going straight up with the Handball Terrace side. There will be like a dormer shaped roof coming off that side, and it transitions into a gable going toward the front of what would be Handball Avenue.
Okay.
And then the gable over the front porch. So you would have a gable for the tallest part of the a small.
You're breaking up now, Casey.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir. So it would be a gable coming from the back of the house toward Handball Avenue, toward the front of the house. And then
Right.
you would step down. It would step down, and you would have a gable over the front porch. I wish I had a way to show you guys the plans, but I do not.
The second part of the question was, you guys were touching on it as I was inputting this number to get back on. The existing carport's coming down, but I didn't understand what was going back.
Mr. Cole,
So
that
the
addition on the rear of the house is going to be a 2-car carport.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's part of that box.
Yes.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. What's the materials that you're using for the house siding and everything? We're using hardy board or brick or?
Yes, sir. So the house will be a brick base around the bottom with a hardy facade on some 8-inch laut siding and some hardy shakes in the gables with dimensional roofing.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
I have a question. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Ma'am.
Are you planning to cut down that magnificent tree?
No, ma'am. We will not be cutting down any trees, although it would have to have maybe 1 or 2 limbs on the that go up against the house trimmed off the bottom. But we will be leaving that tree.
And the construction of the porch on the front isn't going to hit that or damage it, you don't think?
No, ma'am. more to the corner of the house, and the porch is basically gonna be where it is right now. We're just putting a gable roof over it. So we're not really stepping outside of the existing porch that's on the house, but as much as we're just adding a roof over that porch.
Because the survey included in our packet shows the porch being extended all the way across the front.
Yes. Yeah. So it won't step out. It's not supposed to step out toward Hamball Avenue. It's just there's about 4 feet of corner right there from the end of the porch to the end of the house that we're gonna take in, but it will not. We will still be. I'm gonna say we'll still be 12 to 14 feet away from that tree. And that's why we kind of stepped that roof down as much as we did too, to allow us to not have to cut any more of that tree than we have to.
Okay, it's just I've driven by there several times, but it's hard to see how far that tree is from the front of the house. And that's why I was wondering. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Any further comment or questions?
I move we approve BZA case SV 20-12-01.
I'll second.
Is that Mr. Foley who seconded?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, Angie,
Okay. Miss Smith,
Yes.
Miss LaBeouf,
Yes.
Mr. Coe,
Yes.
Mr. Foley,
Yes.
Mr. Jarman,
Yes.
Mr. Gear.
Okay.
Is that okay?
that's
We really need Mr. Gear.
That was everybody. Okay.
That's everybody. Okay, Mr. Wheeler, your variance request is approved. You have 180 days to pull your permit.
Thank you, guys. I will bring those plans down by the city hall Monday morning where you can take a look at them. Thank you again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Okay. Good night. All right. Case number 2, SV 20-12-02. Yep. Would be 1114 Columbiana Road. Mr. Miss Delk, I think.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, well, if you just state your name and address and nature of your hardship and details of your case, please.
Sure. I'm John Delk. This is my wife, Brett, and we are seeking consideration for a variance in order to do an addition on our house. We live on a corner of Columbiana and Crest, and we are looking to do a garage. We've been parking on the street since 2001, since we had bought the house. Looking to do a garage with a room above, space above. I can pull up the, share my screen in a minute and show a sketch and then the plans.
Okay, you can share now.
All right. All right, so the basic sketch, this is a sketch of our survey with the overlay here. This is our existing property, and then this is the proposed addition. You can see that we're on a corner lot. This house was built in 1958. This is the original footprint right here. We added on in 2008. We went up on it, stayed in the footprint. So our address, Columbiana Road, our house faces Crest. So we have 2 front yards essentially. And our only opportunity for addition here is in this area right here. We essentially have no backyard. And again, this is Columbiana Road, this is Crest Avenue, but our address is Columbiana. We're looking to do a driveway off of here into a garage with space above it. And then this would be this is the existing house right here. This would be the addition from the front coming off of Crest Avenue. And the elevations, this is a basic plan. The elevations are to not exceed what the current height is of the house right now on the left side.
Sorry, you broke up. I didn't catch that last part. What was that about?
This is not the exact elevate. This is a plan. We don't have the exact elevations here, but they will not exceed the current elevations on the existing house.
Okay.
Dinner.
Okay. If that's all, we'll open the public portion of the hearing. If anyone from the public would like to speak about this case, they may do so at this time. Again, this is 1114 Columbiana Road. Okay, seeing no public comment, we will close the public portion now and we'll open it up to questions from the board. Mr. You mentioned the elevation not changing, and I am by no means an architect. Yep. That, for me, that basically means that the garage addition will not be any taller in profile than the existing house. Is that what we're?
Correct. The left side of our house. Yes, I'm sorry. That in the diagram that I've showed, that the left side of our house, you can't see, it's a little bit higher than the middle part where this will be attached. So the station on the garage side will not exceed the highest point of the left side of our house if you're looking at it from the front.
Okay. But your lot grades up pretty good up Crest, right?
It does, and we're going to be grading in to make it ground level.
Okay, cool.
I've got a question. The site plan versus the first floor plan. The first floor plan is indicating a storage off to the right side of the garage, and it also shows on the elevation. Is that something to be considered, or is that okay? I guess that just fit. I don't know if the side that faces Crest Avenue, is that part of the setback? I guess it's okay if we use the 6-foot setback. That's what we're talking about. It just doesn't show up on the site plans. The reason I bring it up. I don't know if that causes any additional things we need to talk about. So the first question is the storage supposed to be there?
Yes, sir. The one that's attached to the garage?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then from staff, does that cause any issue? Since it steps back from the garage, I'm going to say it probably does not.
I mean, if you just eyeball it right now, then I would say it's going to be fine. We will of course look at it when it's submitted, when they have their final drawing and submit for their building permit, will ensure that it meets all the setbacks at the time. But I don't, yeah,
You're
I
just
don't
concerned
know.
about the distance to the rear? Is that what we're,
Yeah,
that would,
which is
Okay.
Well, we
technically
were
a,
just-
it's technically a side right now, because with a corner lot, you have two fronts and two sides, you have no rear. It's just,
Right.
although even if it were in fact a true rear, I feel sure that he's gonna meet that 20-foot setback that would be required.
Right.
yeah,
And since the garage sticks out further and we're using that as our variance request, technically that side of the storage ends within that, so it's okay. It's
Yeah, it's set back, so it's not going to
right.
increase the amount of the
Okay.
variance request.
That's fine. We just were focused on the site plan and then I saw that little
Right.
difference there.
Yeah, it does.
I've got no further questions.
I move we approve BZA case SV 20-12-02.
I'll second.
that was Mr. Cole with the second.
Okay. Miss Smith,
Yes.
Miss LaBeouf,
Yes.
Mr. Coe,
Yes.
Mr. Foley,
Yes.
Mr. Jarman,
Yes. Okay, your variance request is approved. You have 180 days to pull your permit.
Well, thank you all so
Thank
much for your
you.
time.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.